We'll pitch. All-Star game, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hello and welcome to the 17th best team in baseball, ranked by you, the people. It is yours. It is ours. The Seattle Mariners. And let's get into that DirecTV rewind of their 2024. Make sure you guys transform your baseball watching experience. Head to directtv.com/JohnBoy or scan the QR code on the screen to learn more. I'll tell you what, they can throw that little rock pretty dang well. First in ERA, first in WHIP, first in walks per nine, first in hits per nine allowed, all from the starting rotation. That bullpen was pretty damn good too. The problem is offensively, 29th in batting average, 22nd in OPS, 21st in runs. Coach, they finished 85 and 77 last year. They just missed the postseason. New manager, new hitting coach, new players.
They got a couple new players. Yeah. Okay. They added Donovan Solano, 1 year, 3.5. Spent last year in San Diego. Played 96 games with them, 112 OPS plus. Well, your nickname is Donnie Barrels. That's a good thing. I think a team in need of offense wants a guy named Donnie Barrels on their team.
Yes.
So he comes over. Utility man Austin Shenton from Tampa Bay. He's over here. Miles Mastrobuoni from the Cubs. He's also in town. Will Klein, reliever from the A's, and Casey Legamina from the Cincinnati Reds. Couple familiar names on minor league deals. And this is this who? Like, hold on. Rowdy Tellez, you know him. Shintaro Fujinami, Drew Pomeranz, and Neftali Feliz.
Oh, yeah.
Is that who I think it is?
Competing, yes.
Love it. Okay, so that's who they brought in, Jake. They also re-signed my guy, Jorge Polanco, was with them last year. They declined his club option, but they brought him back on a 1 year, $7.75 million deal. So a lot of the names on this team are going to be the same from last year's team, but they did lose a few people. And who were they, Jake?
Age 36, Neftali Feliz, battling at spring training. I love that. Who we lost? Yumi Garcia. He came over, 10 games. He's out. Justin Turner. He came over, hit pretty well. He's out. Josh Rojas, man, for a while, played really well for that team. And then he faded, so he's out. Urias, our guy. JT Shags, your guy. Voth, Haggerty, they're out of town. Shags and Haggerty, both to Texas. How about that? Trev, it's going to be a lot of lineup talk. What?
I had to make sure that was the same Neftali Feliz.
Yeah.
But I remember it is. Okay. Hasn't pitched in the big since 2021. No big deal. Love to see him.
Grinding.
Hey, man, I like that. I really do. Okay. The lineup. Yes, a lot of talk about the lineup. Victor Robles in right field had a great year last year. Good for him. Julio Rodriguez in center field. He is not the biggest question mark, but like he is who can make this team really go offensively. Had a couple nice months last year. Been inconsistent in his big league career, but has the potential to be the best center fielder in baseball. How about that? Cal Raleigh is the best catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
If you win the Platinum Glove and you hit the way he hits, big dumper, congratulations. Like, I know a lot of people will talk about Williams Contreras, but not
Adley.
It's Cal right
It's
now.
Cal.
It's Cal. Big old butt. Love that. Randy Arozarena. Need him back. Need him being the best ever again. Need him walking around in cowboy boots, that whole dang thing. Luke Raley at first base. Mitch Haniger at DH. JP Crawford. Tri-tip JP at shortstop. Polanco will be at third base. Dylan Moore at second base. Dominic Canzone out there at the outfield bench position. Yeah, you like doing that. Leo Rivas is an infielder switch hitter. He'll be infield depth there. Donovan Solano, some names to watch on our list. Ryan Bliss, super prospect Austin Shenton, Samad Taylor, of course, Rowdy Tellez, and then also Cole Young as well. So we'll get into the lineup in a little bit. Let's talk about what makes this team go, Jake. It's that rotation, and then tell us about the bullpen as well.
I don't know if it gets better. Logan Gilbert, stud. George Kirby, same. Luis Castillo, been that. Bryce Miller, making up pitches as he goes. Rumor is we've got a cutter this year. Ryan Woo-Woo, nasty. Emerson Hancock has been waiting for a spot in that damn rotation. And then, you've got my guy, Senor Smoke, on the back end. Andres Munoz working on a kick changeup, aren't we all? And then they've got a plethora of guys. Seattle's done well pitching. Trent Thornton, here's a who. Colin Snyder, Santos, Saucedo, Bizzardo, Gabe Spire. A little bit of funk coming out of there. That's what this team does. They pitch the ball arguably better than any other team. That, I don't know, Coach. Do we want to fluff? Do we want to taste these pitchers a little bit, or because it goes one way or the other real quick?
I do want to go and say that I called Austin Shenton the Uber prospect. That is Cole Young. Got them mixed up right there.
Okay.
I know Seattle fans are going to be picking apart this episode. So
yeah, they're going to be honest, and they should.
Little
they have
rewind
every
right there.
To be.
Do I want to fluff? Am I a fluffer? What do you mean, Coach?
Well, whichever way we go, it's going to be a different tone to start it off.
Let's talk about the pitching.
Okay, there we go. You're fluffer.
I mean, look, the starting pitching is so good that it's causing problems for the reliever war because they're not getting enough opportunity. Essentially, that's how good the starting rotation is and can be. It's their position of strength. It's where we thought they would deal from this offseason to bring in an impact bat. There was some Castillo got floated a little bit there to the Red Sox. I guess nothing really ever came to fruition. So we're going to battle again with, what has to be the best pitching staff in baseball. I think you could. I know we mentioned the Dodgers in every freaking episode, so you can throw the Dodgers in there as well. But these guys have been there and done it. And yes, this is what I like. Walk to strikeout ratio 4.8. It's the best in all of baseball. They throw strikes, they strike you out, they don't walk people. It's what I dream of when I'm talking about a rotation. It's what you want. So the rotation is not even in question, Jake. We've made some fun of it this offseason because, we've learned, more and more about how Seattle's stadium is, what is it called now? Not T-Mobile anymore. It's got to figure that out, Robbie. That stadium is more of an outlier for pitchers than Coors is for hitters. So we've been joking about like how good are these guys actually? Is it just the stadium? I think these guys are really good, and it is going to be their calling card. No matter if they get everybody to perform consistently on offense, like the team identity here is starting pitching.
Still T-Mobile, by the way.
Still T-Mobile? Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay.
Used to be Safeco, now T-Mobile. Okay.
I'm actually glad we went the pitcher route because, Trev, as we just joked about, Seattle fans shouldn't be the most pleased with us. Although when they engage, they're usually like, we're on the same page as you. Like we just want to win ball games at higher than a 54% clip. That this rotation, man, it's why we get frustrated. And we don't spend a lot of the time actually just talking about how good each of these dudes are. How did, Bryce Miller ended up being the low man ERA-wise with a 2.94. Brian Wu in his 22 starts was a 2.89, and it's like, we talk about Brian Wu, and it's like, yeah, he's the other guy out there, and he gets banged up. He was 24 last year. It's an embarrassment of riches in the starting pitching staff, and it's what was always viewed as the lifeblood of baseball. And Justin Verlander came out with quotes and was like, the starting pitcher needs to be featured more in baseball. That's what baseball is missing. And maybe he's kind of right. We can do that for another time. But this rotation is so good. Logan Gilbert, overall, he landed 6th in the Cy Young voting. We've made our jokes when we do our episodes could I just take the entire Mariner staff? Because that's where the numbers are going to land. That in their bullpen, they're going to throw the ball again. and at a special level. Like, these guys are all young and could get better.
I don't love their bullpen as much as you love their bullpen.
Okay.
I think there's a couple guys that you can count on, but it's really the starters for me. 6 people made all the starts last year. 6,
Nice.
Jake. Jonathan Diaz opened the game one time.
Yeah.
But it was Gilbert with 33 starts, Kirby 33, Bryce Miller 31, Luis Castillo 30, Brian Wu 22, Emerson Hancock 12. That was it.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that you absolutely dream about. But, I think getting into what everyone understands as a team's problem is they've been wildly inconsistent offensively. And I don't even know if that's like a strong enough word for them offensively. They just haven't gotten the job done.
Well,
That is the bottom line. And there are pieces there that can be really good. We just talked about Cal Raleigh being like probably the best overall catcher in all of baseball, and Julio Rodriguez having a chance to be the best center fielder in all of baseball. So you have those like two like cornerstone positions locked up, and you got to build around it. They have not been able to supplement enough. And whether that's homegrown guys or whether that's going via trade or whether that's going via free agency, they have not been able to get it done. I believe they only had $10 million to spend. That's what the ownership gave the front office to work with this offseason. That's not going to get you much. If you want to go get even Carlos Santana is not on your radar if it's for 10 million bucks.
right.
Christian Walker signed, he gets 20 million a year. So you're not in Pete's not going to come there. We wanted Pete to go there forever. They were never in the race for these guys. So you're going to go to bat again with the same lineup that you put out last year. Yeah, you got a new manager and you finished 21-13 with them. And yeah, Edgar Martinez is there simplifying the approach, which I love.
Right.
But is it enough to turn things around? Because this team, Jake, doesn't have to be a freaking juggernaut offensively. They don't have to be that. They just can't be bottom 5.
Right.
Like, give me a mid offense and you will be in the playoffs with a chance to win the fucking World Series. That's the truth. Give me a team that can score. I don't even know. Like, just give me a chance with this pitching staff. Like, that's all it takes, man. And they just haven't been able to do that. Maybe things change this year. Maybe Julio finds his stroke in April and continues it and is consistent and like has that final Edgar whispers something to him and he figures it out completely and he becomes the superstar that everyone wants him to be. Maybe that's it. And maybe he can do that with a couple other players on that team. And then we'll be talking about, wow, this is crazy. This is what we've expected at Seattle for so long. The window's shutting, dude. The window's shutting. So like it has to happen quickly, and it has to be the offense that does it.
Yeah. Again, it's an interesting coaching thing. We had the article come out this offseason that was talking about how it's hard to hit in Seattle, and there's a number of factors in there. And okay, do you start evaluating the pitchers a little bit? I don't know about all that, but yeah, I'm interested to see there was almost I jokingly say this, but almost a hostile takeover of the coaching staff. Remember, like, no, Dan Wilson's not interim, like he's the head coach. It was like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay. And now Edgar's overseeing hitting. And they brought in another Seitzer to be the everyday hitting coach. But Edgar Martinez has some hot takes on how to hit in Seattle. And if anyone should, I guess it's that guy, because that's all he did. So you hope there's going to be something cool like that we talk about. A couple funky stats. It said the starting rotation had a 6.67 ERA in close and late situations, which was the highest in baseball, which, that kind of makes sense because this good rotation, you're letting them go a little bit. But at the same time, like, the bullpens had some good numbers along the way. That I know what you're saying about the bullpen. I guess for me, Munoz is the guy, and it feels like this is how the Mariners have done their bullpen, even going back to Edwin Diaz. Like, have your guy, and then with how baseball and relievers move, have flexibility with whoever gets hot that year is going to come in and be your guy. And they've had a pretty good track record of tapping into their bullpen. Victor Robles, man. I mean, he got waived by Washington, and hey, maybe it was the wake up call he needed because he's always been an electric defender. He came over to Seattle, was hitting a little bit. They extended him through this year. Okay, like that could be such a fun story. Randy, like you mentioned, being the best ever. Okay, Luke
That's
Raley is a
yeah.
glitch. Like, how is he one of the fastest guys in baseball? I think Mariners fans always tell me the announcers say it looks like he's hurting the ground when he runs. Um, we love J.P. Crawford. This show's built on him. We love Jorge Polanco. Our fingerprints are all over him. That the point about the offense is great. If this was a 15th ranked offense, we're talking World Series, and we almost can't even dream that.
I can dream it. I can.
Dream it.
I don't think there's. Okay. First, I just found this stat and I want to go over it before I forget about it. You said Edgar. If there's anyone who knows how to hit at that park, it's Edgar. And I was like, okay. He didn't play a lot of his games there. I looked up when did that park open. It was 1999. Edgar ended up playing 5 seasons there from 99 to 2004. The numbers are disgusting. He 3-4-5'd it through that time. 302, 409, 509 for a 918. Those were years 36 through 41.
He was one of I've mentioned this list before. Growing up watching baseball, my dad had a watch this man he can hit list. I think it was Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, and Edgar Martinez.
Edgar freaking Martinez. Yeah. So yeah, like I love the addition. I think that he can help. Here's what I think. Here, let's just blueprint for what has to happen offensively.
Yes.
Victor Robles continues to be that guy. Okay. Like just be like a 780 OPS guy. Randy has to go. Randy has to be an 8 to 850 OPS guy. He's got to hit homers. He's got to figure out a way to hit in that park, whatever it is. He has to be a guy. Cal, do your thing. Don't change anything. And Julio has to do it for a full 162. Those 4 guys alone, if you can bank on that, then you get some other, I'm not saying that's all that has to happen, but if that happens, guys around them, JP Crawford and Polo kind of nursing injuries last year. If they have a full healthy season and like they, put up 110 OPS pluses, like that's enough. That's enough to do what they need to do. So I guess it's not like so far fetched in our mind. Maybe it is that way because we just have not seen that happen. We just haven't seen them be able to be consistent on offense enough. But I think it's closer than we probably give it credit for.
I think the other thing I want to talk about is Julio, because the slow start thing is a thing as much, I don't know, as like it shouldn't be, but there's guys in baseball going back that were slow starters. That I don't know, man. His career, he's a 740 OPS in the first half, 903 in the second half. Last year he was 690 in the first half, 818 in the second half. Like, how differently would we speak about the Mariners if they had that Tampa Bay Rays April from 2023 when they went, what was it, 25-6?
Didn't they last year
or something? The Mariners? I think the Mariners were
solid. They were up 10 games at what point?
But I think the rest of the division was lacking. And yeah, I think it was the quickest a 10-game lead has been blown in baseball history, 24 games.
Everybody saw that coming too.
And yeah, I mean, that's not fully Seattle. Houston got off to a start that didn't pass
that was what everyone saw coming, was that Houston would be in it by the end.
Just didn't think it would happen that quickly. I don't know, man. Julio getting off to a good start would be so big for this team, and I don't know, it feels unfair to put that on a guy, but also you're the guy, man. Like, they gave you the big contract. You're at the airport, bro. You get off the plane in Seattle, you see a lot of Julio Rodriguez. Hot. But I don't know. Give me that Julio MVP campaign. Give me the coaching staff matters story. But as everyone knows that tunes into this program, just a little worn out by the Mariners. They haven't done something to this lineup that made us know change is going to happen.
Agreed. I think just different messaging can be I think the players, it can be enough, but I think there needs to be a little kick in the ass, Jake. Okay, not big dumper. Big dumper, I'll give you a pat on the butt, big dog, and hurt my hand while I do it with that thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes there needs to be just a little bit sterner of a message, maybe like an old school baseball message. I don't think every team needs that. I think teams are different. I think Dan Wilson, obviously old school baseball guy. Edgar Martinez, old school baseball guy. Coming in and just being like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
This team is too good to be not making the playoffs, too good to not be in World Series discussion year in and year out. And I think that message can really make players flourish sometimes, man. If I think they've been hearing it the last 2 years, 3 years. Man, this offense isn't enough. The offense is enough. Jabroni's like you and I sitting out here being like, they don't have enough. Just not doing it. You got a couple guys, Edgar Martinez, man, who's just Hall of Famer, comes in. A guy like Dan Wilson has been around, and guys respect him. Like, if you hear it from them, like, you need to step it up. Like, sometimes that's all it takes, man. Like, I'm not saying that a couple, team meetings here and there is going to change everything, but a whole different mentality going into the season can change things. And maybe that's all they need, man, because it's there, Pop, because they don't have to be, like I said, some top 10 offense. They don't need that, coach.
Yeah, I'm trying again. Maybe a fun segment for next year is like what our speeches at spring training would be, and I think just grind out at bats. Like our pitching is gonna give us such a performance 5 out of 6 days at the ballpark. But at the same time, I think I saw a stat that like maybe not you, Cal Raleigh. I think it was he is the best hitter in not 2 strike counts, but the worst hitter in 2 strike counts. So let's not even get there, Cal. No need to do that. Are we ready for the over-under?
Mariners last year scored 4.17 runs per game. There wasn't a team behind them that made the playoffs. Blue Jays didn't make the playoffs last year, did they?
Nope.
They did not. No. So yeah, I mean, hey, like that's a good stat to look at. Like score more runs per game. Well, wasn't there a crazy stat when they scored 4 runs, they won at a 600 clip or something like that, or 5 runs they won at a 600 clip?
I feel like 5. I remember 5.
Yeah, there was a crazy stat. Seattle fans, I'm sure you've heard it before, but I think that is just the crux of everything going on in Seattle is, I agree with you. Grind, cut down the strikeouts, put the ball in play, put pressure on the other team. Edgar's, Cal Raleigh came out and said he's simplifying the approach. That's what it means. Like, let's use the big part of the field. Let's go the other way every once in a while. Like, this is not necessarily a hitter's ballpark. We know that. Okay, so how do we combat that then? Let's see the ball a little bit deeper. Let's how about a couple of shooters, in the first base hole. How about dropping down some bunts? Like, let's play that kind of annoying baseball offensively. Like, that's the message, man. Put me in the freaking coaching staff.
I think we're all ready for it. And we're all ready for the over-under, brought to you by DraftKings. Make sure you guys go to the DraftKings Sportsbook. Baseball's rolling. NBA season is in the thick of it. And over at DraftKings, the best sportsbook, IMO, DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers who bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you use code Talkin. Whether it's dishing the rock from me or Trev's cleaning the glass, get behind your favorite players with the player props. DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers who use code TALKIN bet just $5 on any wager, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code TALKIN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. What do we got?
I don't like it. DraftKings has the over-under win total at 84.5. So when you look at what happened last year, which is pretty much the same team, 85 wins out of them. Houston, we could say, got worse. They won 88 games last year. They got worse. Texas is going to be better. They went 78 and 84 last year. They'll be better. The A's will be better. They went 69 and 93. The Angels are the Angels. I think they got better too. So I think I have mine. Are you ready?
I think I have mine.
In 3, 2, 1.
Over.
Over. Okay.
We love this
We
team.
love the Mariners.
This is our team. They won 85 last year while being 29th in batting average. Come
Just
on.
grind it out, guys.
I don't know. I
Golly.
guess the one thing that did scare me, that starting pitching thing, that's cool. It feels rare that it's like, oh, we used 6 starting pitchers last year. We only used 6 this year. That's my one biggest nervous thing with this team. But, dude, their floor with how much they can pitch feels like 500. They won 85 last year. I don't know, Seattle. I want it. Otherwise, I'm going down with you guys.
Who would have thought? Let's get some hits.
Slap it around.
Guys, this is okay.
Hit it where they ain't. Yogi. Seattle fans, you guys are our absolute favorite. Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
What
Cole
we
Young,
missed.
Cole Young, Cole Young.
Cole Young's next. Harry Ford's the guy. Everyone else, also please let us know what you're thinking about the Seattle Mariners. If you guys could subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. We're always looking for that. And we'll be looking for our 16th ranked, oh boy, baseball team. We'll see you guys.